Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our first of two live broadcasts. Now, for those of you that have any questions, please type them in the chat window. We've got some information that I want to share with all of you. And let me start by saying that there are recruiting strategies, tactics, and scripts that only work in December and January that can make your whole year and start 2003 with huge momentum. And it's critically important that you take advantage of LinkedIn and Facebook's changes and new features. So before we get started, let me unmute Dennis.
Morning, Max.
Good morning, Dennis. I have some additional information for you. Remember that when you hear a success story, there's always a story behind the success story.
Right.
And when you hear that somebody jumped to the top of your business in like 30 days.
23, he's quoting.
Okay, 23 days. There's a story behind it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to give you the rest of the story.
Okay, cool. Good.
Okay. Number one, as I suspected, they're not new to network marketing. As a matter of fact, they were top earners in Monavie years ago. And then when Monavie was taken over by Jeunesse, which is where they came from, they became top earners in Jeunesse. And the company just had a leadership convention in the Caribbean. And so these people, let me tell you how they're doing it. Because the company is a little disturbed by what they're doing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. See, what they're doing is, are you familiar with the term front loading?
Yes.
Okay. So when they bring somebody into the business, they're not just bringing them in at that $500 deal. They're bringing them in
At 15.
at $1,500.
Right.
So you buy one for you and you buy two more for your kids. You know, did anybody approach you with the idea of doing that?
No.
Okay. Well, in any event, the company is deeply concerned about what they're doing, and they're going to come. They're looking. They won't let it continue. So nobody knows what they're going to do or how they can handle it. Of course, you know, they're driving around in this big luxury
40-foot motor home. Yeah. When they're 40 feet, they're not called RVs anymore. They're called motor homes.
You know, they're amazing. I mean, rock stars.
Yeah.
Live in them. I can't think of a Provo. There's one. The Cadillac of those things is called begins with a P. They're amazing, but we could tell just by looking at their LinkedIn and Facebook profiles that they're doing it the old-fashioned way. You know, they're driving around.
Yeah.
And what they're doing is they're going after leaders that they knew from Jeunesse, going after people going all the way back to Monavie. And, their basic presentation is, we got this thing that's hot, it's new, it's exciting, it works. But companies really frown on front loading. The Federal Trade Commission doesn't approve of it. And what typically happens is that's where you start to get consumer complaints. It was some of the leaders in a number of companies, over the years started to do that. And the companies ended up in trouble. A couple of them ended up actually having to pay huge fines because the company is responsible for the actions of its distributors. And so anyway, that's kind of what they're doing.
Yeah.
I talked to, one of my coaching students who's one of, she actually was in a company for 17 years. And I worked with her maybe 12 or 13 years ago, and she was using Facebook to rise to the top of her company. And then in November of 2020, the company just sent out an email to everybody. Thank you very much, but we're going to be discontinuing our compensation plan for business builders. I mean, literally, we're going to market everything online.
Wow. Overnight.
Exactly. And when that happened, she was, she'd made millions and she'd helped a lot of people on her team make millions. So she kind of stepped back, and then her husband had a physical issue and somebody had recommended the patches. Her husband tried it, and in 4 or 5 days, he had a miraculous recovery. So she decided, well, I'm going to build this business. And within 6 months, because again, she knew how to do it on Facebook, she became a top earner in the company, and she has so impressed the owners of the company with her professionalism and her social media expertise that she's now on the company's advisory board. That's how I got
Gotcha.
that's how I got the inside information.
Yeah, right. That's how you got the rundown.
Right. So I'm not, we're not talking about the name of the company. We're not talking about who these people are.
Yeah, I get that. Okay, the high-end motorhome you're talking about is a Prevost. They're 1.6 million.
It's called a what?
Prevost.
Yes.
Prevost.
Yep. And they're amazing. They're absolutely amazing. And again, it's all perception.
Yeah.
You judge people by what you see. So you're looking at these folks, they're driving around in a multi-million-dollar home on wheels, and now you've got the opportunity to be like them. And so when someone shows you those kinds of stories, what you have to do is you have to dig a little deeper, and you have to find out. So who are these people? What is their background? And the question that you really want to ask is, can I do what they did? And the answer is no. Well, actually, I wouldn't say no.
It's duplicatable.
Well, what's duplicatable would be, and we know, having, for those of you that have been in my retreats, if you could bring seasoned, experienced network marketers from other companies who are unhappy, and you could bring those people into your business, well, yeah, it's conceivable that you could duplicate, what they're doing, but you have to, when you go underneath the covers and you look at what they're actually selling, there's a big, big difference between promoting a product at the low entry level to the high end, which would be $500, to someone that is selling either $1,500 or $2,500 or even $5,000 packages. And that's how, that's how companies get into trouble. So,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, so that's why. So the other thing is, we need to be aware of and find out what's going on with the other company that we're not going to mention, because if there's even the hint that a company isn't paying their people, it spreads like wildfire. And of course, listen, you don't want to be, you're sitting on, you're sitting on a gold mine. I mean, you could be adding 2 or 3 people to this business a day.
Yeah,
But if the company is not going to pay you, and we're not going to mention it, and don't reach out to Dennis and ask Dennis what it is, because Dennis isn't going to tell you. Okay, so we'll talk again soon. Let me look and see who else is here. Now, 29 days to the end of the year, 29 days. And you all are sitting on a gold mine. You could ring in 2023 with a larger team and at a higher rank. And all you need to do it is a profile on Facebook, a profile on LinkedIn. You could ring in 2023. It's a new year. And literally, you can recreate yourself and dramatically increase the size of your business. We can use December as the start of your launch to build a team that's going to take you all the way to the top of your company. And our goal for those of you that are participating in the December boot camp is to help you rank advance before New Year's Eve. And the way that you're going to do it, for those of you that are students, because we've got a number of strategies to help you do it. But the big one, for those of you that are existing students, is the project launch script. Because it's going to enable you to start or restart conversations that will help you close more sales. And you're going to use LinkedIn to do it. You can recruit like crazy and literally bring somebody into your business every day. Now, here's the thing. When you hear these success stories and you hear somebody come back and say, Max, I enrolled 4 people today. It's not like they jumped on LinkedIn, they found somebody, they sent them a message, started a conversation, and ended up signing them up in the business. It doesn't work that way. Network marketing is a relationship business. Now, the truth is, you can establish a relationship with someone like that, with a profile and with a message. But now it comes down to learning if the person on the other end is indeed a candidate for your business. Do they need what you're marketing? Do they want what you're marketing? And if it's yes, then it might take a couple of days of back and forth conversation. But what I discovered years ago, on Christmas Day, I started on the 25th of December, 25th, 26th, 27th, and 28th. I enrolled 5 people every day, 20 people in 4 days. Okay. And so here's the deal. When I went back and looked at who those 20 people were, 14 of them were people that I had been talking to 6, 7, or 8 months. Only 6 of them were people were people that I just started talking to in December. So it's all about conversation. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch screens. And I'm going to jump into Tom's account. And the question that you need to ask yourself is what you see Tom doing. Something that you could do. And even more important than that, is it something that the people that you bring into your business can do? All right, so let's come over here and let's look, because Tom is talking to Chip. All right. So we're talking to Chip, national account manager, looking for work. And he was national account manager for this company for almost 6 years. Before that, he was in another company for almost 13 years. And he was an area vice president of a company for 23 years. And so you look at this, and when you look at someone's work history, here's what you want to think about. They just got a new job. Are they making as much money in their new job as they were making in the job that they left? So here he was looks like this is the same company. (1986 to 2008, 2010. Vice president, then area vice president. I'd like to think that as a vice president, he's pulling in at least a 6-figure income. And then he leaves. Why did he leave? Now, granted, it was 12 years ago, but you want to learn about the other. Why did he leave? So he goes over here and he's a business development manager for another company for 12 years. Why did he leave? And then he became a national account manager retail. Was he making the same kind of money doing that as he was when he was doing this? Probably not. But he still stuck with it for 6 years. And now He's not there. 35 years experience. Now, what you have to ask yourself is, what is his potential for looking at your business and getting excited about it? So you have to look at your compensation plan. You have to ask yourself, what's it going to take for somebody like this to generate $3,000 or $4,000 a month? Is it possible? Now, he left this company after almost 6 years in October. Why did he leave? What happened to the company? Now, if the company went out of business, then there's a lot of people that he knows in that same company that could very well be looking for work too. All right. Why'd you leave your last job? Okay. Company was reorganized, so it's still in business. Okay. So the next thing that you want to know here is going to be, what's the salary range that he's looking for? So we asked the question. Now, you just don't want to throw him question after question after question. So come up with your question first. Look at his last answer. And respond to that. And when he comes back and tells you that, now the other thing you want to keep in mind is he's only been looking for work for October, November, December. And it's not likely that he really even expects to be able to find a job before the end of the year. A lot of companies are looking at hiring in the new year. But you never want to say never. All right. So it's all about conversation. Everything that you learn about the person on the other end, from the contents of their profile to the answers to their question, is going to help you determine an obvious need. It's going to help you determine potential synergy. The more you qualify your prospects, the better you're going to do. Okay. So we're talking to somebody here affected by the layoffs, open to the right opportunity. Now, before we look at that, come over here to your network. So you got 1,000 people that you're connected to. 1,000. First level. How many people are open to opportunities? You got 25 people. Did we do, let me come over here. Did we do this already? Okay, there we go. So out of 1,000 connections, you got 20. This is kind of interesting. It went from 20 to 25. 151 are looking, 70 are seeking, 4 are searching. So roughly 25% of the people that you're connected to are looking to make a change. So you all want to pull out that project launch strategy because it's going to work wonders. Affected by the layoffs. Now, he's been a regional trainer. Now, as a regional trainer, he's going to know a lot of people inside the company. All right, so let's take a look at the message. So you reached out to him, he accepted. How long been on LinkedIn? He didn't respond to that. Okay, now. So we stopped working in February. April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. He's been out of work for almost 10 months. And it looks like, let me unmute. Good morning. So did he just respond this morning?
Yes, this is just this morning, the response.
So here's what we want to do. You always want to have an end result in mind, a destination. Now, one question you want to know is, how has he been surviving financially? What's he been doing for work for the last 10 months? But you also want to know more about what he does. Why? Because as a regional trainer, he's going to know a lot of people. Maybe some of the people that he knew, that he worked with, that he trained, have been let go too. They're all looking for work. And very possibly some of the people that are still at Peloton, but are waiting for the shoe to drop, would also be interested in what he's doing. The big question is, just because he's a regional trainer, did they like him? You know, we found during COVID, you had a lot of these regional directors that lost their jobs, but the gym managers, the store managers that they were working with, didn't like these people. Oh, you know, I gotta, you know, the regional manager's coming in and he holds me responsible for sales and he doesn't help. He's an SOB. So if he's popular, it's a big plus. The more you know about him, when we get ready to use the project launch, the more you know about him, the more we're going to tailor your launch script.
Okay.
You got that? So,
Yes.
okay. So what we want to find out, so let's go back and look at the conversation here. Bit hard. So first, let's jump over here on the internet. The plan doesn't work, change the plan, but never the goal. And let's see if we can find an image that we like. Let's give them one in color. And remember, we bring up the images, but we don't click on the image that comes up. You have to click on it once, get it over to the right, because if you just copy it from your search results, the image you're going to share is going to be fuzzy. So we're going to come back over here. Whoops, I don't want the link, I want the image. Copy the image. Shoot that over first. Okay. Now remember, the answer to your question contains the seeds for your next question. So look at his answer. Been on LinkedIn for a little less than a year. Sadly, I've been applying like crazy to positions, and I just keep getting rejections without interviews. been a bit hard. What's the question?
Why do you think you,
Why do you think you're not getting hired is a very good question. But it's not the best question. Okay, I sadly have been applying like crazy to positions. What's the question?
what kind of positions?
Bingo.
Hmm.
Exactly. That's exactly right. So what kind of positions okay, so let's ask him that question. Then when he comes back, we might ask him, why do you think you're not, why do you think you're not getting hired? Or you're not even getting the interview? Of course, another important question is going to be, so what have you been doing to survive financially? Because remember, people don't put on their profile everything that they do. All right, so now let's take a look at Jennifer. Now, I will bet that before our 1 o'clock session, he's going to come back and he'll have an answer.
Yes.
Okay, so let's take a look at Jennifer.
Jen is the one that got laid off just right before the four o'clock session yesterday.
Okay, so our store closes on January 31st. So she's got 5 people that she works with. And Peloton. So not only are you going to be in a position to help these people, you're going to be able to show them there's 18,000 people on LinkedIn that work in Peloton, that are connected to Peloton. And you've got sales. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
See how quick it is?
Yes.
Okay. So if we just look, how many people in Peloton in sales? Now, you want to hold somebody's attention? We just go over here, just put your mouse in there, go like that. He sees your edit. He sees you typing. See, you can really hold somebody's attention. It's amazing. So let's just kind of minimize this for a minute. So in Peloton sales, out of 18,000, you have 4,600 people. Let's do sales. Customer service. You got 5,100. Now, another group, you want to break this down, managers. Got 7,200 managers. And another category, trainers. 833. So
Okay.
let's look at Jennifer. Global sales enablement trainer. Open to work. All right, now we come down here. Well, she's, according to this, she's still there, but she's clearly trying to cover her bases and she's opening up to someone else. Now, the key to make this really work and duplicate is to bring somebody like Jennifer into your business. This is where the duplication comes in, because Jennifer can go. She may be working now, or maybe not. She could very well have been let go, but she's not changing her resume. So we come back over here. A few others outside of my field. Now, remember what we said about compliments.
Yes.
Okay, so we look at his resume. So he was a general manager. So he lost his job here in 2019 because of COVID. All right.
Yes.
And then he came over here. Now, the more you know, the easier it's going to be to show them the business. You definitely want to reach out to Jennifer,
Yes.
and we can catch up again at 1 o'clock. Again, for those of you that are Mohammed, I'll try to work on yours this afternoon. And Jen responded, so we have to go over. Let me unmute Debbie.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So Debbie, did you like the response? Did you like the response you got?
It's not what I expected, but it is. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't. I
Okay.
don't like surprises, so.
Okay. No,
Okay,
I mean, it's something that is gonna happen to all of us. And it was neither good nor bad, but she's already using the products and has 2 friends that she knows.
Ah, an interesting twist,
Yeah, yeah. I really-
okay?
I went to bed last night. I was like, ah, no.
Okay. Now. Oh, I love this. This is gonna be a great, no, no, seriously, and I'm not in a position where I can address it.
Right,
We can come back at 1 o'clock.
right. Yeah, sorry, I was at the eye doctor, so I'm just getting on.
Okay. So I know I have 2 friends that are consultants with them and I use the products. Now, using the products comes down to. Now we have to dig in to find out, are they selling her the products? Has she registered as a customer? Or has she registered to build the business? Okay, now the thing is, just because she has 2 friends that are consultants doesn't mean that they are people that she would want to build a business with.
Okay,
Okay, I mean, seriously, it comes down to, I mean, that's really what it comes down to.
right,
Just-
because she would be in the business now. Perhaps,
Well, right, it depends. Well, when you say she'd be in the business, she's a product user. The question
Right.
is, what specifically is the level of her relationship
right,
in the business? This is what happens in network marketing all the time. People use the products because somebody recommended them. Okay, now she's got 2 friends that are consultants, which is good, as opposed to 1. Because, maybe she's buying from both of them. And because of the friendship, the question is she building the business? Or is she just a product user? Now she's building and if she wants to build the business. Well, then all the other things that you told her, are very accurate. You want to shop for a sponsor. You want to
Right.
sign up with somebody that's going to be able to help you. And this will be a good case study at 1 o'clock, because Mohammed has somebody that he's starting to talk to about his company. She's looking at another company, and for the same reasons, you want to get into business with somebody that can help you, as opposed to
right.
just show you the product. So we will be back this afternoon. And if you haven't registered for boot camp, don't delay. We'll talk to all of you next time.